Hello and welcome to the first of 5 videos that I've put together showing my trip across Normandy. The first day I went with Overlord Tours and I went and did the American sector with them. So we looked at Omaha, Utah beaches and the places inland as well, the 101st and the 82nd amongst others landed. This is the opening shot. So this is my drone. I took a few drone videos. So you've seen Dead Man's Corner Museum there. This is the cafe that, if you watch Band of Brothers, when they came into Carentan and they were pinned down by machine gun fire, that's the actual cafe there now, which is a bar stroke cafe that they had to take out prior to going into Carentan. This is Utah Beach and Utah Beach Museum and memorials. First morning of my trip then, heading to meet the minibus in Bayeux, and day one is the American sector, so Omaha and Utah beaches. So excited. Looks like there's a few people making their way to the rendezvous point. Had a quick look around Bayeux last night when I arrived, but I didn't get here till late after a long day travelling. So didn't see much of it, but it looks lovely. So it'll be exciting to see what the day brings. I think that could be my minibus waiting for all of us to get on. Operation Overlord Tours. Here we go, catch you in a bit. That was a great summary of World War II.
Well, yeah, a quick one, because yeah, you have to be quick before you get here, basically.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
How to pronounce something?
From the context, the big picture, the things that you could on the road, but this position is unique because we still have the guns inside of the bunkers. So clearly for the first one I lied. So, this position, this first bunker, the story attached to it is a big difference. You should have destroyed the gun like so. And yeah, I love the jokes about the British cuisine. My French father was a cook, and my mother was British. She was on the ships at sea. It was decided to silence this position with a great big bombing run, and then a great big artillery duel in between the Navy ships and this position. Got you see. So the German generals, they had decided that the best idea to repel the invasion that was upcoming was to repel the Allies directly on the landing beaches. They wanted the Allies to land on the beaches and to push them back into the sea immediately, you see, not to let them any time to move a bit inland, establish a military beachhead and so on. And so the Germans, to do that, they had decided to build the Atlantic Wall. So a line of fortifications, 15,000 fortified positions, made of concrete, of course, stretching all the way from mid-Norway through Denmark, the Netherlands, Belgium, and all the way to the south of France, you see. So even if you visit the very south of France, you can still find some German bunkers on coastline, you see. So
I would have bought one yesterday.
it's supposed to stay like that for the entire day, so I don't bother actually. So stick with me at first. I'm going to present the place and then you have 30 minutes of free time. So just if you want to take a few photos while there's no one around, please take the photos now. And then we'll go inside this building so I can explain how the Battle of Normandy unfolded. There's a big map up there. Africa, he served under the orders of General Patton, and you know the reputation that Patton had. He got him expelled out of the army because he said that Theodore was too kind and too humane to his men, you see. So he got him expelled. He had to insist once to be reintegrated in the army. He got what he wanted in the end result. And then he had to insist twice to be part of the first wave at Utah Beach because he was a one-star general. So he had a Raymond Barton, the real leader of the 4th Infantry Division, above him, you see, in the ranking order. And Raymond, he didn't want him to land alongside the first wave because he walked with a cane, had arthritis at his knee, you see. So he thought if he landed alongside the first wave, he would die, you see, for sure. But he insisted, he wrote letters and letters and letters on end, you see, to get what he wanted. And he saved the day at Utah Beach in the end result. So it was a great thing that he landed alongside the first wave. Because everything started badly. Well, some things started badly at Utah Beach, but
they went the wrong.
Well, yeah. I'm not going to say that in advance on the other hand. But he's one of the big reasons why the landings at Utah Beach were the most successful ones on D-Day.
And that's next to him is
his younger brother.
His brother.
That got killed earlier than him, 20 years before.
Oh, he was World War One, yeah.
World War One, yeah. And his younger brother, which I found crazy, He must have been 18 years old.
Yeah.
I don't know the date for sure, maybe not wrong, but... Position. Up. Right here we have the hotel of a casino, so no gambling nowadays at Omaha Beach, of course, they still kept the name, they only kept the name, I mean. It was a casino before the war. The Germans, they raised it to the ground floor, they kept on the ground floor and transformed it into a makeshift bar. First off, regarding the German bunkers, you can see on the cliffside back there, we have a black window facing us. So this was still has its gun right inside of it, you see. So when it's low tide, you have a clear line of sight on the entirety of the beach, all the way to the other end of it. And it's a huge thing to get there. Yeah. One timing for today. And so, I'm going to give you my presentation from right around here, okay? And if we're lucky, we'll have a little bit of beach inside of the road, yeah. No, it's not. I did it yeah, you need the agreement of the owner. And if the thing you find is valuable, the French government still. For the army, and they decided to just blow it up from inside, you see. So the explosion it made, it stopped one of the German counterattacks, dead in its tracks, you see everyone. French kids, my nemesis.
Ah, vous avez passé comment là-bas?
What is that? Inside this place? Not perfectly, actually. Especially on the way down. On the way down, even my son wants. As big as you, but it's very dangerous on the way down. So, this goes without saying, it's the viewing port of the bunker. So it's from this room that the Germans were looking. And you arrived just on the right side of this viewing port. And the thing is, this was a very sturdy ranger because he climbed up the cliffs. Drawing around here.
No. I've got Saturday spare before I go back on the Sunday.
So you're planning to come back if you want.
I'm going to, I've booked the museum.
This is one single lump of concrete, and you can see a bomb scratch on it to the left. It's completely different from the damages you have in the first bunker when you went in, you see. The other ones, huge chunks of it were missing. This one you can bomb it every day, all day long. Stay around. It'll be easier to destroy cliffs altogether. Both sides are out that sort of game, aren't they? It's right again, and you have a little flower pot, or a big flower pot with yellow flowers. So that's the machine gun position. But Frank
silent with an empty submachine gun, you see. It was right there. It used to be right around here. And so as we are driving through Longues, you're gonna notice it doesn't look like Bayeux around here, it's only modern looking houses. That's because the Germans, in the days that followed
Okay, so here I am in Sainte-Mer Eglise, midway through my first day and my first trip in Normandy. Just had a nice lunch. I'm going to meet up with the others on the bus in 10 minutes. I've just got the drone up for a couple of shots of John Steele up on the steeple where he landed, unfortunately, on D-Day. I think it's the wrong steeple they've got him on, but that's by the by, he's up there. And I think I'm coming back here probably with the 101st tour, Band of Brothers tour, on Friday, I think. And then probably I'll be back on Saturday, hopefully to go to the museum, which is just across the road over there. It's supposed to be like one of the best museums in Normandy, but it's a bit of a way out. So this afternoon we've got Utah Beach and a few other highlights. And we'll see how it goes. Anyway, so this is Sainte-Mer Eglise Church. This is where basically D-Day kicked off on land. Operation Neptune, obviously, where it kicked off at the sea, on the beaches, Omaha, Utah, Sword, Juno and Gold, which I will all be seeing all of them this week. Didn't see much at Omaha today, the tide was right in, but we got a gist of how things were. Obviously the bloodiest battle. So that's where it kicked off at 6:30 on D-Day. This is where a little bit later on the airborne reached and landed and took Sainte-Mer Eglise, which is like the first town in Normandy to be taken and to be held for a little while anyway by the American airborne. So that's where we are at the moment. American flag everywhere we go, and American people everywhere we go. And yeah, my little crew on the bus, they're all Americans as well. We shall see what this afternoon brings. Hello, bonjour. A beer, please. Can I order a burger? Or is it a cheeseburger?
Yes, which one would you like?
Just a normal cheeseburger.
The one-on-one, maybe?
Perfect. Please, and a beer. Be lovely, thank you.
It's going to be 16 years and 30 cents.
Thank you very much.
By card?
Please.
Here.
That's great.
Would you like the receipt?
It's fine, thank you very much.
By one of my colleagues. So you're gonna need to come close here. It's on my phone, unfortunately. Oh, sorry, madam.
No.
But yeah, you can see the chapel in the distance to the left, and it's the same place. So you can see when the place floods naturally in the winter times, it's like the Mississippi River down there. Yeah, you can see the water, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was snow.
I did
No,
too. Yeah.
No, that's water.
Wow.
Well, elsewhere. not they don't stay there, that's for sure. It's the farmers, they bring them out. Prepared defensive positions, you see, but the Germans on the other side, they managed to find 4 artillery guns, and the next morning on June the 7th, it started raining artillery shells on top of parachutas in this area right around us, you see. And the thing is, these parachutas, a bigger part of them, had dug their foxholes on this slope right behind me, facing the enemy, you see. So when you dig foxholes, you're not supposed to dig your foxholes on the slope facing the enemy, otherwise it doesn't provide proper protection. You're supposed to dig them. Gather around, please. I have to do things quickly. Otherwise, I'm going to cause a whole traffic jam on my own. So, the many parachuters were suffering from the jump around here, so they went inside the aid station.
Yeah. So I'm going to continue. So like I said, on day 1 they saved many lives, Western addicts, you see, and I also know that amongst the soldiers that got helped inside this base, 20 guys actually didn't make it, you see, they didn't survive their wounds. So you have to think there was probably more than 100 men inside this church being helped by those 2 medics at some given time. Shot by the American soldiers hit the steeple of this church by mistake. It pierced right through the tiles of the steeple, pierced. So yes, we have this. Yeah, later on, since the story wasn't
So yes, that's half of the ashes of Normandy right there. So you knew about the place.
Is that because it's a Catholic? I'm not supposed to separate ashes from Catholic.
Oh, maybe actually.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, it's by law in France. So in France, we
It might be.
separate everything very apart between religion and. Yeah, I've heard it was a legal thing, but
Yeah.
sounds right what you said actually.
Whatever.
The French too.
Stay federal.
Hey, we had 5 prime ministers around here in 1 year.
Yeah. Well, apparently the new one just quit.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
can't get anything done. I don't.
Well, it's our president. It's our president, but council just quit. It still is going down for 1 hour.
Wow.
So that's Utah Beach. That's a few drone shots, and that ends a great day following the land and sea invasion of Normandy by the American troops and the American airborne, of which I will see more on Friday. So that's day 5 when I do the 101st. I'll leave you with some photos. I did mention at the start or through the clip that I didn't see much of Omaha Beach, but I actually go back to Omaha Beach because I mentioned to the excellent Overlord tours that I hadn't walked on Omaha Beach, which was the only disappointing thing of the whole fantastic week that I did with them. They actually took me back there on the Friday as part of the 101st tour, the Band of Brothers tour, which was fantastic. So I did absolutely everything I wanted to do with Overlord tours and way more. And I debated for many a year whether I should get a guide or whether I should hire a car and do it myself, and I wouldn't have seen half of what I saw and basically known half of what I'd known if I'd have done it myself. So I can't thank Overlord Tours enough, and they weren't that expensive for 5 whole days that I spent with them. And I met some lovely people on the tours, on the coach. Very, very chuffed. There we are. There's Omaha Beach now with the tide out, as it says in the picture. So that's a few shots from Friday. So that's with a different tour. That's the Band of Brothers tour. So there comes the end of day 1. So I head back to Bayeux, which is a beautiful medieval town in Normandy. So my little flat that I stayed there on my own for a week. Highly recommended anybody who wants to go for a visit to Normandy. And there on the screen are all the places that I visited. Absolutely fantastic, thought-provoking, tear-jerking, but much learned through the week. Thanks for watching.